Hello everyone, Namaste. Welcome back to my channel AcademicTuber. Today we are going to discuss chapter 17 from grade 9 science, that is metals and nonmetals. Before that, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe this channel and for more updates hit the bell icon. If you want more videos related to this, please like and do share this video among your friends and don't forget to give your valuable response in comment section. So here in this unit, we are going to discuss physical and chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. We are going to discuss sources and importance of some metals for human being, that is zinc, iron, sodium and potassium. Similarly, we are going to discuss sources and harmful effects of mercury and lead. We know that there are 118 elements discovered so far. Many of them are found in nature, whereas some of them have been made by artificial method and are called synthetic elements. Based on their physical and chemical properties, they have been mainly classified into two categories called metals and nonmetals. More than 80% are metals, and rest of them are nonmetals, and very few are metalloids. Most of the metals are occurring in the form of iscombs, whereas very few like gold, silver, and platinum are present in free form. Now we are going to discuss metal and non-metal one by one. So first here it comes metals. Metals are electropositive elements which conduct heat and electricity and are malleable, ductile, lustrous and sonorous. Metals are generally found in solid state, but mercury is found in liquid state. Iron, aluminium, copper, silver, gold, platinum, etc. are some metals. Now we are going to discuss physical properties of metals. Metals are solid at ordinary temperature except mercury, which is found in liquid state. Metals, they are generally hard. The hardness varies from metal to metal. Metals like lithium, sodium, etc. are so soft that they can be scratched with fingernails, but still is quite hard. Metals are malleable in nature. Malleability means the property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheet by hammering. Metals are ductile. Ductility is the property of metal due to which it can be drawn into a thin wire. Metals have relatively high density, but the density of lithium, sodium and potassium is less than that of water. Metal exhibits metallic luster when they are freshly cut or wounded. Luster means the shining property of metal. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Metals have high melting and boiling point. Some alkali metals like lithium, sodium, potassium, etc. have comparatively low melting and boiling points. Now we are going to discuss physical property of metals. Metals react with oxygen to form basic oxide. Sodium react with oxygen to form sodium oxide. Magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide, and similarly iron, it react with oxygen to form iron oxide. Active metals react with hydrogen to form corresponding hydrides. Sodium react with hydrogen to form sodium hydride. Calcium, it react with hydrogen to form calcium hydride, which is also known as hydrolith. Metals react with acid to give salt and hydrogen gas. Zinc, it react with sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Magnesium, it react with hydrochloric acid and form magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. Metals forms sulfide when heated with sulfur. Metal iron, it react with sulfur to form iron sulfide. Metals react with halogens to form salt. Sodium react with chlorine to form sodium chloride. Similarly, iron react with chlorine to form iron chloride. Some metals react with carbon to form carbides. So calcium, it react with carbon to form calcium carbide. More reactive metals replace less reactive metals from their salts. Iron, it replaces the copper in the copper sulfate and form iron sulfate. Nonmetals. Nonmetals are the electronegative elements which do not conduct heat and electricity and are non-malleable, non-ductile, non-lustrous and non-sonorous. Nonmetals may be found in all three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. hydrogen, helium, carbon, oxygen, fluorine, sulfur, phosphorus, iodine, etc. are some of the examples of nonmetals. Properties of nonmetals. Physical properties. They may exist in either solid, liquid or gaseous state. So generally in gaseous form, hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, chlorine and argon are found. So in liquid states, bromine is found, and in solid, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, iodine, etc. are found. Non-metals, they are soft and brittle, that is, they break into pieces when hammered, except diamond, which is the hardest non-metal. They are neither malleable nor ductile, and they do not have any luster, except iodine and graphite, which possess luster. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity, except graphite, which is good conductor. They are non-sonorous. They produce dull sound if struck, and they generally have low density, and they generally have low melting and boiling point. Chemical properties of nonmetals. Nonmetals form acidic oxide when heated with oxygen. Carbon react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Sulfur react with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide. Nonmetal react with halogen to form halide. Hydrogen react with chlorine to form hydrochloric acid. Phosphorus react with iodine to form phosphorus iodide. More active nonmetal displaces less active nonmetals from its aqueous solution. Potassium iodide react with chlorine to form potassium chloride and iodine. Nonmetals react with hydrogen to form stable hydrides. Sodium react with hydrogen to form ammonia. Sulfur react with hydrogen to form hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen react with chlorine to form hydrochloric acid. Difference between metal and non-metal. Metals, they are generally good conductor of heat and electricity, whereas non-metal, they are poor conductor except graphite. Metals, they are malleable, whereas non-metals, they are non-malleable. Metals, they are ductile, whereas non-metals, they are non-ductile. Metal possess metallic luster when they are wounded or freshly cut, except lithium, whereas non-metals, they do not possess metallic luster except iodine and graphite. Metals produce a peculiar sound called metallic cling or sonorous sound when struck with hammer, whereas non-metal, they do not possess sonorous sound, they produce dull sound. Metals, they have high melting and boiling point, whereas non-metals, they usually have low melting and boiling point. Metals are solid at ordinary temperature except mercury, whereas non-metals, they are found in all three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. Metals are usually very hard in nature, whereas non-metals, they are usually soft in nature except diamond, which is the hardest substance known. Metals cannot be broken easily into pieces, but non-metals, they can be easily broken into pieces. Metalloids. Elements which shows the properties intermediate between metal and non-metal are called metalloids. Arsenic, silicon, tellurium, antimony and germanium are some examples of metalloids. Some of the common properties of metalloids. Metalloids, they are neither malleable nor ductile. They are poor conductor of heat and electricity. They possess metallic luster. They form alloys. The homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or non-metals is called an alloy. Metalloids, they exhibit allotropy. The property of an element to exist in different physical forms is called allotropy. And metalloids combine with hydrogen to form hydrides like AsS3, SbS3, etc. Now we are going to discuss role of metals in organism. Minerals are inorganic substances that are present in the tissue and fluid of the human body. They are important to keep our body healthy. This is because several biological functions in the body depend upon their presence. They play a vital role in growth and development. The minerals which are important for humans are called essential elements. Different elements combine to form different living or non-living molecules in our body, and the major portion of our body, more than 95%, is formed of non-metals. The principal nonmetals that forms our body are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. Metals are also present in our body, and the main metals that are present in our body are sodium, potassium, calcium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper. These metals are also present in a form of compounds. The living molecules such as protein, nucleic acid, lipid, etc. are formed from these elements, and these elements which are present in biological system are called biological inorganic elements. These essential mineral elements are usually classified into two main groups according to their concentration in the animal's body. They are macroelements or macronutrients or microelements macronutrients. The essential mineral elements that are needed by our body in higher concentration are called macroelements. Example: sodium, magnesium, potassium, and calcium. Whereas those that are required by our body in trace amount, in little amount or small quantity are called the micronutrients. Some of the micronutrients are Yaman, Yafi, Cu, Co, Chedan, Yaman, Yamo, etc. Metals, they are essential constituents of the skeletal structure such as bones and teeth, and they play a key role in the maintenance of osmotic pressure and thus regulate the exchange of water and solids within the animal body. Metals serve as a structural constituent of the soft tissue, and they are essential for the transmission of nerve impulse and the muscle contraction. They also play a vital role in the acid-base equilibrium of the body and thus regulate the pH of blood and other body fluid. Metals serve as the essential components of many enzymes, vitamins, hormones, etc. Now we are going to discuss some of the important metals for human body, and here in one number it comes zinc. Zinc is the second most abundant trace mineral in our body after iron, which is present in every human cell. The sources, some of the sources of zinc are animal sources. Animal products like red meat, fish, poultry, egg, and dairy products. Plant sources like nuts, almonds, legume, mushroom, beans, seed of sunflower, and pumpkin. Zinc performs the following functions in the human body. It is essential for the development of embryo in mother's womb. During infancy and childhood, the body needs zinc to grow and develop properly. It is needed for the sense of smell and taste. It plays a role in cell division, cell growth, wound healing, and breakdown of carbohydrates. Zinc plays to maintain the immune system of body against diarrhea, pneumonia, and common cold. It is needed to increase the fertility of men and menstrual cycle of women. It is essential to treat anorexia in people. It is also essential to treat psoriasis and neurodermatitis. Deficiency symptoms of zinc in human body. Deficiency of zinc in human body leads to the slow growth and development in children, delayed sexual maturity and low insulin levels, loss of appetite, weight loss, and changes in taste and smell, high risk of infection, fertility problems, diarrhea, delay in wound healing and nausea, hair loss and rough and dry skin, memory problems. Now we are going to discuss second important metals for human being, that is sodium. Sodium is an essential nutrient. It is essential for the body in relatively small amount. It is present in the form of ions in and outside of the cell of the human body. It is very important to have the normal quantity of sodium every day to feel well and prevent from certain health hazards. The main source of sodium is table salt. The recommended intake of sodium for most healthy people is 2300 milligrams each day. It is needed by the body in relatively small amount to maintain a balance of body fluid and keep muscles and nerves running smoothly. Sources of sodium: sea salt, rock salt, and kosher salt, meat, poultry, egg and milk, papaya, mangoes, pineapple, bananas, watermelons, avocados, nuts, beet, leafy vegetables, carrot, broccoli, cabbage, etc. Importance of sodium in human body. It helps to treat impulses. It helps to transmit impulses for nerve function. It regulates the contraction and relaxation of muscles. They are needed for transport of sugars and amino acids into the cells, and it regulates the acid-base balance of body and body fluids. Deficiency symptoms of sodium in human body. So deficiency of sodium leads to vomiting, diarrhea, chronic renal failure, low blood pressure, and underactive thyroid and circulatory failure, and even may cause death. Thirsty, hyponatremia, that is low concentration of sodium in blood, which leads to headache, nausea, coma, seizures. Weakening of muscles and muscle cramp in the abdomen. These are some of the deficiency syndrome of sodium in human body. So next important metal for human being is potassium. Potassium is essential mineral micronutrients. It is the main intercellular ion for all types of cells of the human body. They are present in the form of ions in and outside of cell. The source of potassium is the food itself. Potassium is very important mineral for the proper function of all the cells, tissue, and organ in the human body. It is very important to have a normal quantity of potassium every day to feel well and prevent from certain health hazards. Sources: green leafy vegetables, broccoli, tomatoes, and potatoes. Fruits like banana, apples, avocados, oranges, and citrus fruits. Whole grains, soybeans, and nuts. Fish like salmon, meat, dairy products. Importance of potassium in human body. Potassium ion acts as a cofactor certain enzymes such as pyruvate kinase. It increases the heart function and workability of the nervous system. It helps to make skeletal strong enough and prevent the formation of stone in the kidney. And it also regulates the muscle contraction. It maintains electrolyte balance in the body. Deficiency of potassium in human body. So deficiency of potassium leads to hypokalemia, that is low potassium in our body, muscle cramp and congestive heart failure (CHF), diarrhea and abdominal pain caused by paralysis of intestine, gastroenteritis, that is stomach flu, high blood pressure, muscle cramp, and weakness of body. Sodium-potassium pump. The process in which the sodium ions enters the cell and potassium ions leave it at the same time is called sodium-potassium pump. The sodium-potassium pump is essential for several processes in the human body, and it is essential to exchange information between neurons and brains, to maintain the pH of electrolytes in the cell, to keep the muscles healthy, to regulate the heartbeat and body temperature, etc. Next important metal is iron. Iron is a mineral essential for the growth and development of the body, and human body uses iron to make hemoglobin, a protein in red blood cells. Hemoglobin carries oxygen from the lungs to the muscles of all the parts of the body, and iron is a mineral found in every cell of body. The source of iron for the body is a balanced diet. If there is lack of iron, it leads to the disease called anemia. Sources of iron. Animal source. Animal source, it includes the meat, seafoods, poultry, fish, etc. Plant sources include cereals, white beans, lentils, spinach, beans, peas, nuts, and dry fruits, green leafy vegetables. Importance of iron in human body. It promotes health, pregnancy, increases energy and better athletic performance. It is an important part of hemoglobin. It is also a part of other protein and enzymes that keep our body healthy, and it is necessary for the formation of DNA in the body, and it is helpful for respiration. Deficiency symptoms of iron in human body. So deficiency of iron leads to anemia, which causes the fatigue, weakness, pale skin, chest pain, fast heartbeat, and or shortness of breath. Slow social and cognitive development in children, headache and dizziness, cold hand and feet inflammation or soreness of tongue and brittle nails. Harmful effects of mercury and leaves. The harmful or poisoning effects of mercury in our body is called hydrargyria or mercurialism. The compounds of mercury have the following adverse effect in the human health. The compounds of mercury damage the brain. It also weakens the ability to speak, hear, and see things. Mercury may have the toxic effect on the nervous system, digestive system, and immune system. It also has the adverse effect on lungs, kidney, skin, eyes. Exposure to mercury even in little concentration may cause serious health problems. It is a threat to the development of child in the utero and early life. Some of the health effects caused by the short-term exposure to the high-level mercury vapor are cough, sore throat, shortness of breath, chest pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, increase in blood pressure or heart rate, eye irritation, vision problem, etc. Similarly, the long-term exposure to the mercury causes the anxiety, anorexia, sleeping problem, tumors, change in vision, change in hearing, etc. Lead. Lead is a naturally occurring toxic element found in the earth's crust, and its widespread use has resulted in extensive environmental contamination, human exposure, and significant public health problems in many parts of the world. Lead is also used in many products like pigments, paints, ethane, glass, crystal vessel, illumination, ceramic glazes, jewelry, toys, in some cosmetics and traditional medicines. Drinking water delivered through the lead pipes or the pipes joined with the lead solder may contain lead. Young children are particularly susceptible to the toxic effects of lead. They can suffer profound and permanent adverse health effects, particularly the slow development of brain and nervous system. Lead also causes the long-term harms to adults, including the risk of high blood pressure and kidney damage. Exposure of pregnant women to high lead can cause miscarriage, stillbirth, premature birth, low birth weight, etc. Now we are going to discuss about the metallic bonds. In all metals, they have incomplete outermost shells and they have loosely bonded electrons. These electrons jump from one cell to another cell if they get energy. In the same way, the metallic atoms lose their outermost electron. After losing electrons, metallic atoms become positively charged. The lost electron accumulate and make the electron C. Electron C has a negative charge and metal atoms have a positive charge. Between these opposite charges, there occurs a force of attraction which is called a metallic bond. This metallic bond is responsible to hold the atoms in the metals. So here is one question. So why do metals shine? We know that in all metals they have incomplete outer shell and they have loosely bounded electrons. The loosely bounded electrons absorb energy and jump in the higher cells, but these electrons do not remain in the higher cell for a long time. They come back in the same cell after releasing the absorbed energy, and due to this released energy, metals shine. So next question, why are metals malleable in nature? Metallic atoms lose their outermost electron, and after losing an electron, metallic atoms become positively charged. As we hammer them with the help of hammer, these positively charged metallic atoms come close to each other, but due to the opposite charge, these atoms repel to each other and try to move apart. In this process, in every strike, atoms try to get a new place. As a result, metal turns into thin sheets. Next question. Metals have high melting and boiling point. Why? Metals have a strong metallic bond. As a result, this strong metallic bond, all the atoms of the metals are strongly held to each other. To break this metallic bond, a large amount of energy is required. That is the reason metals they have high melting and boiling points. Electroplating of copper can be made on iron but not on silver. Why? Iron is used for electroplating of copper because iron falls above copper in the electrochemical series, whereas the silver will fall off below the copper in the electrochemical series. That makes it not reliable for the electroplating purpose. Sodium is kept immersed in kerosene oil. Why? Sodium is a highly reactive metal and reacts vigorously with the oxygen, carbon dioxide and moisture present in the air, such that it may even cause a fire. To prevent this explosive reaction, sodium is kept immersed in kerosene because sodium does not react with kerosene. Why are metals ductile in nature? Metals are ductile in nature. As we stress metals, positive charged metal atom along with a required amount of electrons from the electron sea also moves. Finally, the long and the thin wire also has the metallic character. What is sodium-potassium pump? Sodium-potassium pump is an important mechanism in a human body in which sodium and potassium ion moves in and out of cells to maintain the electric impulse. What is pacemaker? A pacemaker is a simple kind of battery which is implanted in the chest of human body and provides the electrical charge through its two small wires to maintain the heartbeat of a patient. What is corrosion? When the surface of metal is attacked by gases present in air and water vapor, it is said to corrode and the phenomenon is called corrosion. What is rusting? When iron is exposed to moist air for a long time, its surface acquires a coat of a brown and a peeling substance called rust, and the process is called rusting. 4Fe plus NH2O plus 3O2 gives 2Fe2O3.NH2O. By this, we have completed notes of this unit, metal and non-metals. I hope this video was useful to you. If you like this video, please subscribe, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any queries, drop the comments in the comment section. See you on the next video. Thank you.